Hello, I am Retro81, and yes, everybody, I am coming to you online today to tell you that I have a plan, starting with a topic, a theme, a subject, or you could say my thesis. If I have to brainstorm ideas, there's a way to construct this. There's a way, and there's a way to win at something, and when there's a will, there's a way. So what I'm presenting to you today in this short video, or perhaps longer than 1 minute, is this. We need a humane society for people. Just in the same manner of speaking that there's an animal humane society, given the fact that animals have rights, and animals have, needs to have a good lifestyle, or a good quality of life. It's better to really express that, because the lifestyle, you can confuse the lifestyle of an animal with a person. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because people are sometimes considered like pets. You know how there's, and sometimes in class, let's say you have a special student that's gifted. Well, he could be interpreted to be like a pet. Teacher's pet. How many pets are in a teacher's class? You see what I mean? Now, there could be numerical numbers of pets in a class, especially in a karate class. When you have one gifted student and you have other students that are politically involved with the teachers, or one teacher, or two teachers, or five, or whatever, this is what can happen. If they're not all on board with the teacher, you're going to have issues. You're going to have disagreements. You're going to have something go wrong along the way. And this is why there needs to be constructed a human rights plan, meaning that because there would be a animal humane society, there needs to be, probably, I would have to express and say, that maybe go as far as enforcing animal rights more, because we have PETA now. We have PETA active in people's, lifestyle changes, the way they think. Some people don't even eat meat. And personally, I think that's preference. It's not that we have to tell somebody to eat meat, and they have to eat meat, or they have to, like me, the way I'm living, you can see, like, I all this atmosphere in my background. I look like I'm in my grandma's house, right? If I had a grandma alive, well, I look like that. But that doesn't mean I'm in my grandmother's house. It doesn't mean that, but it means that, just as it is, this is where I'm broadcasting you from, where I'm, coming onto my channel as Retro81, but this is the best I can do, given the fact that I'm not funded, or I'm not, at the expense that I can just, do things the way I should be doing them. Personally, I think that's why, my channel can't be better. But there's a lot to say. But what I want to express here also is that we need to acknowledge or reconfigure the Bill of Rights, maybe. And we need to, I think I'm going to go further, elaborate on that, and go beyond maybe. You see, if we go beyond maybe to reconstruct the Bill of Rights, then we can construct, a better society, I think. That's why, I think that the Humane Society for Animals is a good thing. But, people still don't respect animals. Just in the same manner speaking, we might have cyberbullying. and we might have bowling in general. But where it needs to start is to express this. We need to have a system that should, be more firm with respecting people's human rights. And then the same goes for, like I said before, respecting animal rights more. And if we do this, we can develop a system called Humane Society, or Humane Society, or, whatever we'd call it. But throughout, ages, or, like the ages of history or whatever, we've always had the problem with bullying. People think they can bully somebody. Well, that person that's being bullied is a victim of, bullying. And then they can't live a quality life. They can't have the lifestyle, their needs met. And that's why the government needs to step in, I think, and start giving people more money and start giving people more human rights. Because this is the problem, I think, if you just work for something, it's good to work. But to me, I've been like the victim of a scheme through this Shenmue, because I had a degree, and then I know there's certain people in my history, and I can't necessarily prove it without a court hearing. Without a court hearing, going back in people's telephone records, text messages. It's been going on for years, this scheme in my life. And the teachers are not, there's teachers I had that are now working in, even, psychiatric, development, systems, whatever, like that kind of a field of work. But what I'm saying is that if we have like a humane society, then we're gonna have to respect people more. And just in the same way, we need to respect animals more. Because really, it's my belief that, I've studied some Buddhism, and, really, Buddhists believe that we need to love people, and, life is precious. So, you don't just kill something. Like, when there's a bug near me, I don't just want to kill it. Like, how to express this? I took a picture of a water spider on my porch about 1 or 2 years ago. I still have it on my phone somewhere. And that water spider may be a spider, but that water spider is harmless. And it doesn't mean that, you need to exterminate him, because he's not going to just, what's he going to do? Is he going to bite you? It doesn't mean that. But it does mean this, that he's life, and you need to understand him. You need to understand that he's on the porch, he's outside. Well, and, I'm just giving it like a different perspective. Look at, life in general. There's plant life, there's human life, or mammal life. Humans are mammals. So I'm giving like a theoretical, kind of a, look at this. Because in PETA, they don't even like to, kill things and have meat. So, I understand that. Because, I think really people should be more funded and encouraged more to eat vegan foods, because it makes you live longer. And they should be encouraged more to eat healthy foods, vegetables, fruits. Your diet should be consisted of lots of produce, because with plentiful produce, that's what makes the world turn more, and people live longer and more healthier lives. And the healthier your life is, the more better society is. That's why we need a human humane society and an animal humane society called, that is known as the Humane Society. Well, I think, personally, I think that they need to call it the Animal Humane Society, really. And they need to have a Human Humane Society, we're collaborating with the government or something, because, you know, bullying is a real, you know, prevalent thing that keeps, you know, availing itself to people. And even if it's cyberbullying, people's rights can't get respected. And when your human rights are not respected, you know, you suffer. Now, the way I've suffered is, now let me explain this. The reason there's a scheme on my life is because I was a victim of bullying, and not just bullying, but I had just misfortune and bad luck, and just, you know, to really say it, I come from an old school, maybe a stricter, more conservative background, and then not everybody is, you know, raised conservative like me. That's not necessarily saying that I'm so conservative and traditional like that, because I don't totally agree with some conservative values, but I do have some ways that I would express that I may agree with some of them people that are, you know, like Republican and that, but there's more there's furthermore, like, you know, more, you know, democratic and liberal views I have on that. And I think somehow, like, there should be, like, people like and I know they would call these people like independent people and the independent parties, but, you know, like, if I'm in America or even any country, I think there's like a fine line between Democracy and Republicans, and that's why we have, you know, disagreements and agreements. But I think that there needs to be a thorough, you know, segment that is like straight through Democracy and Republicans, that people can understand this. And, you know, part of the reason I'm talking about politics too is because, you know, I live in a, you know, home where that's all that's expressed, and I don't want to just, you know, avail what's in my, you know, the way I'm living, because, you know, I feel like it might make me feel stupid, or, you know, not really going to help me to present me correctly. But I'm just saying, you know, that, you know, this, and yeah. So this is Retro Rizuki 81.